Well, so today my loving, beautiful wife, who is usually a house mouse and likes to hang out in her office and all that kind of fun stuff, has decided that she needs to do a big girl all by herself camping trip. So we packed her up with some cool gear and she's going to hit the road and go find something fun to do. Of course, you know that means I'll have to be checking on her,
Yeah.
just for safety purposes. Anyway, let the crazy begin.
A whole lot of crazy. Okay, so I'm off. My car's all packed up. I have lots of stuff, and I still haven't made my bed or anything. I'll do that when I get to where I'm going, but this is going to be so fun. I am so excited. I'm going to run into town and get some water, though, because the bottled water I have here is actually for my fish tank. And, well, anyway, I'll just go get some more, and then I'm going to go out to Captain Cook State Park here in Alaska. It's off the end of the North Road. And I'm just going to enjoy the rest of this very, very hot day. I'm sorry if I look a little rough, but holy cow, it is so hot. It's got to be at least 70 degrees, and for an Alaskan, it's a little much. So come have fun with me. This is going to be great. Okay, so I came into town to get some water, and on my way in I realized, oh my god, I totally forgot my food. So luckily I have to drive back by the road where I actually live to get where I'm going, and so I'm gonna go back to my house and get my bag of food for my dinner tonight, my breakfast tomorrow. So it's going to be super simple stuff. I chose sausage dogs for dinner, and because I really love those, especially when they're cooked over fire. And I love hot cereal, so I grabbed some hot cereal, a little tin of cookies, I got some tea, some apple cider, some coffee. So I think that I'm just going to be ready, set, go, and I'm just going to pop back into the house and grab the stuff I forgot. So, but I got water, what I could get. The store was jam-packed and there was like almost nothing left in the water aisle, so I wanted to get a gallon of water, but they didn't have any, so I just settled for the bottle. So whatever, it works. So I made it to camp, and it's woods and beautiful and birds. So anyway, I am going to chop me some wood and just get ready for my night. So I think I'm going to go over to the beach, which is on the other side of here, and go for a walk as soon as I get camp set. So this is the beautiful Captain Cook Park at the end of the North Road in Nikiski, Alaska. It is approximately about 7:45 at night, and the sun is shining. That water is just absolutely tabletop and gorgeous. So I was just here, and I had a couple of girls from church I ran into, and they are so sweet. But I got to kind of hang out with them for a minute. I don't know if you can see it, but way off over there, you probably can't, is a giant oil tanker boat. This beach is full of rocks, mud, sand. It's a great playground for kids. This attracts absolutely thousands of visitors every year, and it has a campground way off over there behind all them trees. So anyway, this is where I'm going to hang out for the night and just kind of chill and have some me time. So I cut my firewood earlier, and I'm going to start a fire in that fire pit so that I can cook my dinner. And I brought with me a little ice cream bucket. These are great. I needed a mini cooler, so I put ice in the bottom in a Ziploc bag. If you freeze it, it fits the perfect shape at the bottom to keep my milk in for tomorrow. So today we are having hot dogs, sausage dogs. And I brought little packs of ketchup and bread, because if I can't find whole wheat buns, I would rather just have whole wheat bread. I don't like white bread. It's really, really not good for you. If you knew how they bleached flour, you probably wouldn't eat it either. But, and I just hijacked a bottle of mustard from the refrigerator. Hopefully they don't need it at the house tonight. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to start my fire, throwing fire. And my husband made me these cool little fire starters. So I put them in, wrapped them in foil because he was trying to make things easier and nice for me. So all I have to do is just light these, and it's really handy. But I don't need a lot of fires, so I just enough wood to cook my food. And I don't want like a blazing bonfire. That's not what I'm here for. So I'll probably sit by it till it burns out. But I'm just gonna cook some food. I cut myself a hot dog stick. Now I have fancy metal ones at home, but come on, this is way more fun. It really is. So let's get this fire started. Okay. There we go. All right. So these are little cotton balls soaked in kerosene. So he said just put them under there. So I will put 2 of them under there. Ugh, kerosene smells terrible. This stuff stinks. And then move the little tin away because we don't want to set anything on fire that shouldn't be. And I am getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, so I'm really hoping that the smoke will drive the mosquitoes away. Actually, let's just do this. I'm going to create a match out of a branch. Hopefully this will work. All right, so I'm going to steal this little stick. Actually, this little stick. I'm going to poke that fire starter up under there. You know what? I'm just going to leave it there. All right, I successfully got a fire started. All right. I love sausage dogs. They're not like ordinary hot dogs. They're really good. They cost a little more, but they're worth it, and they're all beef. I try not to eat a whole lot of processed food, but I'm just gonna chill in nature. It was funny, I was driving earlier and I had to stop and wait 3 or 4 minutes before I could continue on, because there were 2 squirrels that came running out into the road, and they started running around each other and playing in the middle of the road. And of course, in the state of Alaska, animals have the right of way, so you can't interfere with the whole animal thing. I'm gonna turn this over. I don't care if it gets dark, it doesn't bother me. Keeping it turned over is going to be a chore, apparently. So you don't need a lot of wood. My husband is a survivalist. He loves the outdoors, and so the one thing he does teach is only use as much as what you need. Don't overuse. Bonfires are great fun, but you don't need them, especially if you're just trying to cook a meal. The last thing you need is a ton of fire. You just don't need it. So, whoa, runaway dinner. Okay, I think that my stick is a little crooked, but there's nothing I can do about that. All right. Bread, have ketchup, have mustard, and soup all over me. And I've just got a really nice little fire. There's some nice red coals going on down there. And yes, I have water to put the fire out with. Absolutely, I do. Okay. Okay, now for the real test. We're going to eat this. This looks good. Oh my god. So good. Okay, now it's time to make my bed, get comfy, get cleaned up. So, yeah. I unceremoniously threw all this stuff in here, and yeah, I just threw it all in here. So here we go. That's a bag full of Bible, DVD player, if I want to use it, my notepad that I write my Bible study notes in, my planner. So, yeah, just stuff to do in case I can't sleep. But I gotta read my Bible because that's a must. These are my jammies. I will change. You don't get to watch that part. And of course, my cooler. So, all right. I think we did it. I went and found some fresh water. I'm all cleaned up. I got a lot of sun today. My face is pretty red. Hopefully it won't burn. But I'm all tucked in, I'm jammied up, and I feel a lot cleaner now that I got all the dust off of me. I just took, wash rag in a pool of water and, like that. I was going to go up to the lake and just take a bath in the lake, but my husband said that was probably not a good idea because the water's really cold. And he's right, it is really cold. So that's just the long and short there. And so now I'm just going to probably watch a movie, and I'm going to read my Bible. I'm going to take some notes. There's a project that I'm working on, and so I'll work on that a little bit. I think I'm just going to wind down. I put the fire out. Everything is safe, and I've checked in. My husband's going to actually drive out here and check on me later. He's so sweet, but he worries about me. That's a good thing because this is literally my first solo foray in anything that's not business related. Usually if I'm gone, it's got something to do with business or a competition or something like that. So anyway, but this is my first time camping by myself, and I'm in a car, and out of morbid curiosity, you guys are probably wondering what I'm in. I'm in a Ford Hybrid C-Max, so it's half electric, half gas. It's pretty nice, a little messy, but it's actually more spacious than you would think. It's a nice little car. But I really like driving this car, and yes, I am armed. On the dash, you did see a firearm. It's a Ruger 9mm, and hopefully I won't have to use it. It's just there just in case, because I am a woman, I am alone, and I'm in the middle of the woods. So, there's actually people in areas camped around me because it is a campground area, but there are also critters, and I don't worry about the people, it's the critters that I worry about. This is Alaska. We do have bears and coyotes and wolves and God only knows what else. The only thing I've seen so far is a couple of squirrels and some birds, and that's about it. So I will catch you here in a little bit. I think I'm going to watch a movie for a little while and just unwind. So. Okay, so I'm all snuggled in. I'm tired. I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a movie called The 10th Kingdom, and I had a little bit of technical difficulty, dealt with that. My husband came out, saw me, made sure I was okay, and so it is so beautiful out. It's still really, really warm, and I'm under this huge, thick blanket, which I really probably don't need. But anyway, I tried to get the sunset, but the camera started having problems, and so my husband brought me my laptop out so I could download what was on here and free up some of the space. So anyhow, tomorrow is more adventures. We're gonna have fun. I made dinner. Got some stuff done that I need to do, and so I'm looking forward to the other half of this tomorrow, and we'll have a good time. So for tonight, I'm going to turn off my little lamp. Isn't that the cutest lamp? That's actually a Bluetooth speaker. You can actually use the lamp and play music through it. It's awesome. A friend of mine got it for me for Christmas, and he's more like a son than anything. He's been in our family since he was 10 years old. So anyway, good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay. Good morning. It is almost 9 o'clock. So pretty. The sun is shining. Yay! So I'm gonna get up and get some coffee. But I think this morning I'm going to cheat, and instead of lighting a little fire right off, I'm just going to use my little camp stove, boil some water, and make some coffee. So, good morning! Time to get up. There's coffee inside here. It's a little camp, and you just set it on top of your cup like that. And very carefully, without burning yourself, pour the boiling water over the grounds. Okay, so made the coffee, and hopefully you could see that. But then coffee solves everything. Ideal for this morning. Sorry, just chopping my own head off. Oh, the mosquitoes are everywhere. But I got Splenda. It's a cute little Christmas tin. I love this, but it holds just the right amount, so you don't have to carry a big container with you. This is an 1/8 of a cup or 1/8 of a cup scoop. My cup is a 20-ounce cup. I'm trying to cut sugar out of my body, so I've switched to Splenda, and it seems to be working. And then Gatorade bottle of milk, and I kept on ice. It's still cold. It was in there, and I kept in that little ice cream bucket, and the milk is still cold. So we're gonna pour some of that in there. Give it a stir. Oh man, that is so good. Now, I don't know if coffee solves everything. It's pajama theology. Come on. But it definitely goes with this gorgeous morning. So I'm going to sit here and have my coffee. See you in a minute. Okay, so I'm having my Bible time right before I'm going to go make my breakfast. It's about 10:30 now, and I've been drinking my coffee. And I was drawn to 2 Kings 4, and I'm just going to show you this. This video is going to be longer than I anticipated. So, but this is so good. Sometimes we hit that point where I've been in a little bit of transparency. Part of the reason for this trip was I had hit empty. I had hit emotionally, mentally. You just flat run out, and you don't have a lot left. And I've been going through something for the last several months, and I'm trying really hard to kind of cope with it, and God would bring me around and just give me strength to get through it. But I was sitting here, and this whole trip was just so I could get away, get time with God, and to decompress. So while it was a lot of fun, there was more reason for me to just escape the world for a while. This has been a lot of fun. But this morning in my Bible study, as a mom, you find yourself, even as a dad, you find yourself pouring out from empty. And when you have nothing left, you don't have a choice but to keep giving and just count on God to really bless you. And this morning in my studies, I came across 2 Kings 4, 1 through 7. I'm not going to just read this to you because this is just too good, too good. It was about the widow's oil. So it says, the wife of a man from a company of prophets cried out to Elisha, your servant, my husband is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves. Elisha replied to her, how can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house? Your servant has nothing at all, she said, except a little oil. Elisha said, go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons, and pour oil into all the jars. And as each is filled, put it to one side. I don't have my glasses. She left him and afterwards shut the door behind her and her sons. And they brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, bring me another one. But he replied, there is not a jar left. And then the oil stopped flowing. And she went and told the man of God, and he said, go and sell the oil and pay your debts so that you and your sons can live on what is left. The woman told Elisha, this is about Elisha, that she had nothing left. The creditor was going to come take her kids. They did things different way back when, but she had nothing left. And so, she went and collected all these jars from these neighbors, and it was a lot, every jar, not just a couple, but every jar she could get her hands on. And God allowed that tiny little bit of oil, that little tiny bit she had left, to pour and pour and pour and pour and pour from nothing. That little bottle of oil was pouring from miraculousness. And it just shows the power of God, that when you have nothing left and you feel like you've hit the absolute bottom and you just don't know how to even react anymore, which is where I've been for a little bit. It just shows the power of God until that last vessel is filled. Now, I could sit here and go on and on about these 7 verses. I could write an entire sermon on. This is such a powerful part of the Bible. This is such a powerful sermon about just taking from nothing, and the faith that it took this woman to go and knock on all those doors and say, hey, can I have your jars? And then she just filled, and she filled, and she filled, and she filled. Now, we don't really know. It doesn't say how many jars she collected, but when Elijah said, so that you and your sons can live on what is left after you sell the oil. Now, if she had enough debt that they were going to take her kids, she had to have a whole lot of faith and a whole lot of jars that God was going to fill every one of them. And, you know, God refers to us as vessels. And so sometimes we need to just get away to get refilled. And that's kind of what this little overnight foray on my own was about, is because I just really needed to just commune with God. And I'm going to sit here and start crying. I'm not going to, sorry, I get emotional. But this is so powerful. And I was just sitting here and I was thinking, I'm hungry and I want to go eat my breakfast. So, but God said, you know, turn to 2 Kings 4. And so that's where I'm at. And this is just, all of 2 Kings is just full of one miracle after another. And it's just incredible. And this is just a tiny little part of your Bible. So if you can, get up every morning and take 15 minutes. I've been sitting here for about a half hour. Just take 15 minutes and just get into your Bible. And it was interesting because I was in university, the back of the notes paper. This is how I took notes. And I just found this in my Bible. I forgot it was there. This is instructions on how to write a certain paper. We don't need that. But it just, little notes I wrote all over it. And one of them was, God, what is your dream for me? I want what you want. And then above that I wrote, be known by the fruit of Jesus Christ. If you were squeezed like fruit, what would come out? There is something to think about. I think an even bigger question, and I read it on a quote somewhere, but it said, if you were convicted of being a Christian and tried in a court of law, would there be enough evidence to convict you? That's something you really want to be guilty of. But if you're not got enough fruit in you and nothing good's being squeezed out, not a lot of evidence. So this is just, I don't know, this is really interesting. I'm going to copy all these because my handwriting is just chicken scratch. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to go get food. Hot cereal in a fire that's given me a little trouble, but that's okay. This is going to be yummy. Okay, so I had a good morning visitor. My honey came out to see me, so we are going to go. I was just headed to the beach and he came, and so we're gonna go to the beach, we're gonna hike around, and we're just gonna spend our morning together. So that was a good morning surprise. Well, good morning from Captain Cook State Park, the beach. It is so pretty. The tide is currently out. Very, very calm water, and this beach just goes on forever. So we decided we're just going to walk along the beach and have a good time and then be a beach bum.
You're the cream in my coffee, you're the salt in my stew. You will always be my necessity, I'd be lost without you. You're the starch in my collar, you're the lace in my shoe. You will always be my necessity, I'd be lost without you. Most men tell love tales, and each phrase dovetails. You've heard each known way, this way is my own way. You're the sail of my love boat, you're the captain and crew.
All right, so Mama's fixing to try rock climbing. Here we go. Up the mountain. Queen of the mountain.
Almost.
Can you make it to the top?
Without breaking my neck. Oh, this is really high. This is really high.
Ta-da!
Queen of the mountain. Wow. This is really high. Oh my gosh, I wish I had brought my camera up here. This is awesome. Okay, so I am standing on top of a really big rock, but the view is amazing. It is so beautiful. And I cannot believe I'm up here because I'm actually a serious chicken of heights. Just saying.
Boy, you've done a lot of stuff on this little trip that you normally don't do. So, chicken of being alone, yet you spent the entire night alone last night.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken of heights, and you climbed the biggest rock on the beach that looks vaguely reminiscent to a small mountain.
All right.
Wave hello. You're being videoed.
Hello. I'm really bad at this. You got yourself in the weeds.
That's okay. Cameraman will do anything for a good shot of a hot girl.
Uh-oh. Scared.
So, anything you want to tell anybody watching your videos?
Oh, it's going to be on my video. Okay. Okay, so we're out and we went to Bishop's Creek initially. And it was so crowded. There was no place to park. So we went home and got the kayaks and decided that since my 24 hours of my alone camping thing was over, we would just go kayaking, and way better because this whole lake is just completely empty. So it's just us and the waves and the ducks. Okay, so grand adventure over. I am home now and I've managed to get a shower and get cleaned up and tidied up, and I'm pretty sure I probably would need to run a bottle of Drano down the drain to unplug the bathtub from the amount of filth and sand that came off of me. We had a good time. I really needed that overnight. I decided I am going to do it again. It was a lot of fun. And I had, my emotional moments in there, but like I said, that whole overnight trip was taken because I needed to just kind of decompress and get with God and just kind of spend some time away and on my own. So apparently my dogs went a little bit nuts because I was gone, and puppies, you leave, you're gone 5 minutes and they think it's been forever. So they were a little bit whiny and drove people crazy, but I had a really good time. I'm home now and I am so sunburned. I did not realize it until it's like that hot water from the shower hits you and you suddenly feel like you're boiling yourself like a lobster. And so I'm pretty sunburned, but that's okay. Hopefully it won't blister or anything. But thanks for joining me on this adventure, and the value of just getting out and communing with nature and decompressing and just spending time with God and just doing what you want with no time constraints and taking that time for yourself. It's pretty healthy. So I had a good time. I suck at kayaking. But I will be doing it again, and I'll probably bring you along then. So thanks for coming. God bless all you guys.